like what I said, my name is David. I'm a street photographer. Okay, for street photography, for my style of shooting, I follow a philosophy that is quite traditional. Okay, so of course I'm not excluding other forms of street photography, but what I'm going to speak to you today is very specific. It is encased in the mindset that the street photography is a spontaneous act, not a posed situation. We don't set up models, we don't bring lights and all that. So it's a totally spontaneous event. Okay, so and I also want the principle that for me personally, I don't really crop my photos. Okay, so I just outline some of the things that. Okay, I'm not saying that you can't crop. I'm not saying that you can't do anything. Okay, in a sense, I am doing something to it because these photos are all shot digitally, so they were originally in color. So I have already altered the basics. Yeah, so it is black and white. So my point is that there are many approaches to street photography, and what I'm presenting to you today is a very focused approach, which you may or may not take to it. So, but I do encourage you to take the ideas, and they are ideas. They're not hard and fast rules that you must follow. So you take your ideas and then you can combine with your own ideas and come up with something that is because my project, I'm very on about making a visual statement. You can see one of my outlines, how to make a visual statement, how to differentiate your photos from those of others. And all of us see things differently. So for me, when I'm in Tokyo and I'm in Japan, right, I come alive. No matter how tired I am, I can go without lunch, I can go without dinner. So people ask me, so what do you do in Japan? Have you tried this restaurant? Have you eaten this? Have you tried sushi? I can't answer any of those questions because most of my time is spent walking on the streets. So I can tell you, okay, I can tell you where the bar is, but I'm not inside because I want to spend as much time on the streets also. I can tell you, I have been to the fish market, but I have not actually eaten at any of the expensive restaurants because I want to. I mean, money is a budget thing. Because for me personally, my travels are about photography. It's not about. It is about experiencing life, but it's not about experiencing food and sightseeing. So it's more about photography. So for all my trips, right. They are all solo trips, so I go alone. So I stay alone. So there is no restriction completely on what time do I wake up, what time I go to bed. So that's for me that's the best situation you can put yourself in when you are entirely devoted to street photography. Okay. So with that in mind, so let's go. This is a very casual. Take it as a very casual event. Anyway, the place is nice, so let's do it in a very casual manner. I'm going to bring you through some of the photos that I have shot. Okay, so in Tokyo, right, and on any other streets, street photography is about the documentation of life. So one of my focus in Tokyo was this place called Shibuya. How many of you know about it? Yeah, it's this giant crossing, six-way crossing. You can cross. It's a crossroad, so you can cross the normal four sides, and you can cross diagonally as well. So when the lights stop, right, all the traffic lights around the junction will stop, and then you have a whole mess of people moving in and out of the place. So it is a very chaotic environment. Okay, so for me, my vision in the street is to photograph people. Okay, I want to catch them in their element. I want to catch people while they are walking, while they are talking. So photos like this. Okay, for example, this was very simple photo. I like to start with Starbucks because Starbucks is one of my favorite cafes. Yeah. Whenever I'm in Tokyo, when I need to make a pit stop, most probably it will be a Starbucks, not other cafes. Okay, anyway, so as you can see on the photo, right, this is 4 individuals standing in front of the cafe. Okay, so I like to take photos like this where the people are not entirely aware of what I'm doing. Okay, but yet, right, this is a nice photo, but there's a distance because I'm not really immersed. I'm in front of them, I'm quite close to them. My gear on the street is it's a moderate wide lens, it's a 35 lens in full frame terms, it's 35 lens. So normally I need to, because I like to crop, so I will normally move very close into the people. Okay, so this is the first shot. Okay, so now I'm beginning to move closer. Okay, so when the lights turn, right, and the people cross the road, what I do is that I really mix into them. I like to be in the thick of the action. I do not want to stand out and then like observe them through a zoom lens or through a long lens. So I like to be in the thick of the action. So as you can see here, right, I'm really very close to and this is one of my favorite photos. This is the guy in the hat. Yeah, so in Tokyo they're all fashionistas. They all take pride in their dressing and they're all very well dressed. And this is autumn, so it's cold. So everybody has their all of them have their own winter wear on and all that. So it makes for a very good exploration of the visual exploration of people on the street. So one of my favorite pastimes is also to observe people as they walk on the street. Okay, so you can also look for funny moments like this. So these are the things I look out for. We started with a static shot of 4 persons in front of Starbucks. Then we mix into the crowd. And then here we have this lady. I'm not sure what she's looking at. I can't really understand. Yeah. So you can look for funny elements like this. You can look for funny moments on the streets. Okay. This is a shot where I shot without actually looking through the viewfinder because I didn't want to be seen as like like very outwardly photographic. So what I did was I put the camera on the side and I pressed the shutter. Okay, but it turned out to be quite nice, quite focused. Okay, so these are things that you can look out for. Okay, one thing about street is that for me personally, I don't like to hide also. Right? I don't want to hide like photography because it makes you look less suspicious. I was on Facebook yesterday and I saw this video. Some guy was caught secretly filming something. I think no, not car park. In the MRT. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but for me on the streets, one of the things I want to be seen photographing because I want people to be. I also want them to be comfortable. With me. I don't want them to perceive me as some kind of weirdo trying to steal shots secretly. So for me, right, with the wide angle lens, I will walk into the crowd and in Shibuya I cross the road many times. I can spend like maybe two hours, constantly crossing the road and exploring the areas and picking shots. So in street photography, there's no such thing as it's very rare that you will see a decisive moment like what Andrew Cartier says, and then you take a photo at exactly the right moment. Most of the shots, right, in street photography, they are actually a product of patience. And then you see the backdrop, you see the people moving, and then you wait there for something to happen. Okay, so one of the things you can do is that you can find a nice background where you know that the light is good and you know that there are possibilities. So then you just wait there for something to happen. So crossroads are my favorite places to wait. Because before you cross the road, right, you go to stop at the light, right? And everybody stops. So firstly, there's no movement, so it's easier to shoot. Yeah. And everybody is forced into a state of waiting. No choice, they have to wait there. Yeah, so the scene is already set up for you. So that is one of the reasons. I think I'm attracted to crossroads because of that. Because it's like it's a time where everybody, no matter how busy they are, they have to stop there. Yeah, and then especially in Shibuya, everybody stops. And then when the lights go on, right, it's like ants, like crawling. Later there's a video, you can see everybody is crawling towards to cross the road. So that is where I find my subject. So this is one of the subjects. So this is an example of the crossroads where everybody stopped and waits. Okay, this photo shows her in like a container. Okay, so as I shot, right, there are many things that happen, and I discovered that there are a lot of things on containers at Shibuya. Like for example, this one, the dog being wheeled across the road. So I have a lot of photos of people wheeling stuff, wheeling babies, and even wheeling dogs. So I was thinking that would be a team, and that's one of the things you should also be mindful of. As you should, right, there will be certain teams that develops. There will be certain subjects. For example, when I went to Japan, I went alone. The first time I went there alone, I didn't have the idea of wanting to shoot Shibuya. It was a project that came about spontaneously. I was on the street and I observed that I'm very drawn to the place. Yeah, so you should have an open mind and think about what are the things that you like to shoot. But the things that you think you like might not necessarily be the project you end up with. So I didn't know that I would end up with something. With a mini series of people wheeling babies and dogs and containers through the crossroad. But this is one of these two shots are complements of each other. Okay, and I do have more, but
so you're saying kids is like dogs lah?
I feel that at that moment in time they are equivalent. being wheeled through the crowd. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Look out for okay, you probably won't find it in Singapore, but there are a lot of vehicles with advertisements running through the street. So next time you travel, look out for something that is unique in the city. Okay. This is also one of my favorites. So I actually chose this photo for my exhibition last December. I had solo exhibition on Tokyo Disney, and this was one of the prints that I made that I enlarged to a fairly big size. Okay, so this is in Shinjuku, where everybody is busy and everybody is like. The funny thing about Japan is that nobody talks to you. Even when I photograph that in the face, and you can see that I'm literally in his face. It's like with 35mm lens, I can't be too far away. If not, the photo will look very wide. So in Japan, I noticed that even if the camera is in their face, either they are too polite or they are too busy to engage me. Anyway, I can't speak Japanese, so even if they talk to me, there's nothing I can tell them. But I noticed that they don't really speak. So I use that to my advantage. Right. I make sure that I'm not I'm obvious. It's obvious to them that I'm photographing. And their silence to me, right, is a sign that they approve, whether grudgingly or willingly. Yeah, it's a sign that they are okay with the act of photography. So one of the things you should know on the street is that you may be photographing strangers, but you got to sense this tension, whether is it okay for people. Some people express their disapproval through many ways. They may growl at you, they may have that frown. So you judge for yourself whether it's okay. Yeah, so sometimes if I feel that they are not comfortable, I don't push it, because I think they are more important than the photos. I mean, you can find photos anywhere, but I don't want to offend people, especially in the foreign country. So when you are looking, you got to sense that tension. And it's okay to photograph people if they are willing. And like what I say, one of the signs of willingness is that they don't really confront you. Some of them actually smile, and later you will see that there are people that actually smile, and there are people that because they smile, right, I ask them to pose for me. It's like an acknowledgement that they are approval. Okay, this is the crossing. Yeah, this is the crossing at night. So I think I don't remember the stats, but there's like 3,000 to 4,000 people crossing the road at any one time. Yeah, and this is at night. So no matter whether it's day or night, right, there's always people moving around. So this is a place where you have a lot of human activity, and this is a place where I like to hang out. Okay, one of the tricks you can try is panning at night, right? If you are using a camera like me that's ISO limited somewhat. yeah. What you can do is that you can focus on individuals and then you can pan them. So I did have quite a lot of success panning, but I didn't start off with the idea of panning. It was an accidental, like I tried to shoot a person and the person was moving, so I kind of moved a bit. And then I discovered that, well, actually, I can actually pan even with a wide open aperture. So this was f2.5. So you won't miss a lot because of the small depth of field, but the more you do it, the more you practice, the better you will become. So that is one of the techniques you can try, especially at night. So this lady is like doing her makeup even as she's crossing the road. As she do, you can see this lady over here. Okay, this guy doesn't look very happy. Okay, these are 3 ladies from Shinjuku. Okay, rainy days. Okay, rainy days. A lot of people think that it's raining, so I don't go out and shoot. Especially the local weather can be quite harsh or rains. Yeah, but actually rain does have its charms. And in Japan, I really like it when it's raining because see the umbrella, right? It's transparent. That's one of the features to me. That's one of the highlights. Where everybody pops out the transparent umbrella. And the umbrellas have various designs. So in a sense, the landscape changes the moment all the umbrellas pop up. And the rain in Tokyo is quite light. It's not like before, so it's easier for me. So most of the time when I'm shooting in the rain, I don't use the umbrella because it kind of gets in the way. So I try to go as long as possible without using umbrella to cover shots like this. I feel that in Singapore you can try also people rushing across the road in the rain, or nowadays Singapore does flood quite often. So you can, and go on the race. So these are the different things that you can show. Okay, we can also shoot contrast like this. Okay, I know this is a black and white photo, but they are really wearing black and white in real life. So you see that they are doing the same thing, but they are opposite in color. Okay, so example of pushing people. So it's good people to smile, and when they smile, to me, it's that implicit approval that they are okay to do shooting. So feel free to approach strangers. I know Asians, we have a barrier, like we are not so upfront, we don't engage people, but street photography is about people to me. Okay, like what I say, mine is a very focused definition of street photography. And I feel that engaging people is one of the things that we should do. Okay, one of the techniques in street photography, okay, for me, right, I don't focus on the streets. I don't focus on the streets. There are two reasons. First of all, my camera doesn't have autofocus. Okay. The second reason is that, but even when I use the Fuji cameras and stuff, right, what I do is that I set it to manual focus and I set it to pre-focus at a certain distance. Because I'm using a fixed lens, so like, okay, if I'm 2.5 meters away, right, I know that this 3% will be the frame, even without lifting my viewfinder. So a lot of times I just set the lens, the focus to 2.5 meters, okay, and then I know roughly the coverage, so I don't even have to lift up the camera until the last possible minute where I need to shoot. So I lift up the camera. A lot of times I don't stop walking when I shoot. So my shutter speed is set to a high shutter speed, at least 1/250 at f8 or f11 if I can, if the light allows. Okay, so that allows me a wide depth of field. That allows me the shutter speed to avoid handshake. Because when you lift up and down, sometimes you will compromise. Okay, but another thing is actually for street, right, I'm not so particular about, for me, whether the photo is extremely pin sharp or whether it's the focus. I mean, I'm not whether there's a bit of movement, a bit of motion blur. So I feel that these are things that they are not so critical on the streets. Anyway, you can't control a lot. There are a lot of variables you can't control. So what you should focus on is the composition. What is it that you want to capture. This photo was taken pre-focus. So she was walking towards me. She was on the phone, like what a lot of young people do nowadays in Japan. So as she moves closer and I know that she's within range, what I did was to just lift up my camera in vertical position, then I just take a shot. Then I just walk past. So it's a very fleeting moment. I don't really look at the LCD also after I shoot. That's one of the things you shouldn't do. Because you might knock into young folks here. I almost did that. I was just looking at the camera, there's something standing in front of me. Yeah. So you try to develop a habit of not looking at the viewfinder, not looking at the screen. Because if your exposure is set to manual, like what I say, f8, shutter speed 1/250, and focus at 2.5 meters, if the light conditions don't change, usually it doesn't change that much. Yeah, right. And especially in rainy days, the light is very constant, so you shouldn't have to worry about the exposure. At any rate, even if there are slight mistakes, you can correct in software. So you should look out for the composition, because on the streets it's very dynamic. There's a lot of things going on. What you see here are just snapshots of things that are happening. While I'm shooting her, there's probably something else interesting happening around me that I am not observing because I'm focused on the shot. So to me, street photography is democratic, because there's always something going on, and you have an equal chance of getting something interesting. Even if you miss a shot that you think is very interesting, there's always other shots. So it's a very liberating feeling that you know that when you're on the streets, you can really look for subjects. Okay? You don't feel pressure that I must get a certain shot, I must get a certain angle. When Tokyo, I discovered that if I go out in the day, and I am very focused on getting good shots, usually I don't get any. But my best shots are from days where I'm feeling very relaxed, and I'm really seeing, because when you are relaxed, then that's when you really see things going on around you. And I think that's very important. You really see things. So later when you go out for a walk, same thing, you just be very natural, just try to observe what's going on around you. Sometimes the act of observing will allow you to discover things, and then the next time you go out on the streets, you can look out for those things. Okay, same thing. This is a pre-photo shot. Okay, same rainy day, I think. But these three, as you can see, they are very friendly. So if people are smiling at you, right, it's quite to smile back. You acknowledge their friendliness, acknowledge their presence. Okay, another pre-photo shot. Yeah, this is also a pre-photo shot. As I was walking, I noticed this horse. Okay, these are all similar. Okay, I had a debate about this photo with some of my friends. What do you notice first about this?
Kid that doesn't have an umbrella.
Sorry?
Little kid.
Yeah. Oh, anything else that you all notice about this? I had a debate with some friends of mine about whether to even show or include this photo.
Races at 2-1.
Okay.
Contrast, okay.
Yeah, okay. Anything else that you all think?
It's not that sharp actually.
Sorry?
It's not that sharp.
Yeah, there's a little bit of blur, right? Yeah. I was talking to a friend about this, and we were talking about photos and stuff. So personally, I really like this photo because I like the three figures, and like what you say, the contrast, the dark and the light. Yeah, but the truth is that actually the photo is not really in focus. Okay. If you look at the actual file, you will. I mean, if you zoom in 100%, like what we always do, like to release it, you will see that actually it's not entirely in focus. But for me, I like it. I mean, I would make a print of it. I haven't printed this yet, but I would want to make a print of it and to see it on paper. But this is an example of sometimes you don't need to get the focus exactly. Yeah, sometimes you allow yourself a little bit of leeway because on the streets it's really very dynamic. Yeah, if you are really talking about photographing people, of course if you are selling a tripod then that's a different story. But if you are photographing people, yeah, then it's dynamic. Okay, speaking of tripods, right? I do know of a few guys. Their technique is very simple. They set up a tripod in the middle of the Orchard Road, for example. Then they have a camera on top, and then they just stand there. And whoever that is walking past, right, they will take a photo of them. So that is also an example of being out in the open. That means everybody can see that he has a camera on a tripod. So nobody complains because it's a known thing. So he will start taking photos of people that walk past. So that is also another valid technique. So I'm not saying that mine is the only technique. Okay, but of course I don't really like to bring a tripod around. It's a bit troublesome. So I like to stay. I like to be more mobile. Okay. This is not really strict. This is more of a. But look out for reflections and look out for mirrors. A lot of life. I was talking to some of you just now. A lot of life in Singapore actually happens in the malls, in aircon places. Unfortunately, because of the weather. So nobody likes to walk out. Nobody likes to walk out in the hot weather. So that is an unfortunate situation in Singapore. But even in the malls, you can do like what we call candid street photography. Yeah. So look out for chances like this. Okay, same thing. Yeah, I walked to this pachinko. Actually, I'm not supposed to shoot that. I only realized after 2 shots when someone came over and politely asked me not to shoot. But I kind of guessed I wasn't allowed. But I do it anyway because I wanted to have pictures of what it looks like inside the slot machine. I didn't actually try this, so I'm not sure how it works. But I see that you're all very engrossed with the machines. Okay, this guy is smoking as he's playing. This guy is slumped over his chair. Okay, interesting thing about getting permission. So on the streets, right, and even in places is this guy actually saw me. He was playing, then I was standing over. Then he looked at me for a few seconds, and then I thought he wanted to talk to me, but to my amazement, right, he turned back and continued playing. Despite the fact that I'm there with the camera, so I took it as a sign of approval, yes, that he's okay with me shooting him. So that's what I did. I think I did a photo of him. He looks very comfortable. He doesn't want to break from his game to talk to me. Yeah. So this is an example of sometimes you can just get permission just by eye contact. Yeah. So be very be ready to take photos when there's approval given to you. Okay, this is a street busker. Initially I was photographing her standing up. Then I realized that everybody is doing that. So I decided to bend down a bit and get a different angle. Okay, this is also another of my favorite shots. Okay, you can see that you can see the hand. Yeah, waving goodbye. The guy is leaving, and this guy is looking at you. So I actually stood there for some time waiting for something to happen. Okay, I had other shots before and after this where some of the people were looking at me because they are curious what am I doing there. I have some shots where they are not doing anything, everybody's just eating. So that is not interesting photo. But I waited specifically for something to happen. And as he stood up to say goodbye, right, this guy waved his hand. I knew that was the shot that was the shot that I was waiting for. Sometimes you don't need to wait. Like what I say, you have a nice background, you have people there, you just wait for something to happen. Sometimes nothing will happen, then you go away, everything happens. But that's the fact of life. I mean, sometimes you get something and sometimes some days you don't. Okay, this is standard. Okay, except that most people would have done this from a distance. I was just in front of her with a white girl, so but she was so engrossed with whatever that she's doing, she didn't notice me. So this is the kind of photography that I personally like. I want to be up close, and I was ready to talk to her if let's say she wants to talk, but she didn't notice me at all. I was quite surprised. Okay, this is So another example of crossings and building maybe across the street. This is in Shinjuku. Okay. Yeah. So the painters. Okay. So I didn't want to shoot them from a distance. So I approached them, and they didn't try to talk to me because they were too engrossed. So I took that again as a sign of attention. So it's all about getting access on the streets. This is not really a street, it's a garden, but same thing. Same concept. No, if they allow me to go close, I will go close. So you can see I'm like just at the edge of his painting, trying to photograph them making art. Okay, this is an example of a balanced position. If this guy is not here, right, then I wouldn't have picked the photo. It's not balanced because this area is empty. But right now, when the guy walks in, right, there's a balance of the areas in the picture. So you got to look out for this. You got to look out for things like this. So again, right, the couple was the couple wasn't there initially when I stumbled upon the scene. When I saw this scene, the couple wasn't there, but there were people walking. So it wasn't a really interesting photo. So I went somewhere else, and then I came back again. Now there's a couple sitting there. So my job was to wait for people to walk past. You see that there's a couple, but this guy's alone. So that makes the picture. And there's a little like curve over his head. So that balances out the position. So this guy's alone and the other two are together. Okay, this shot and this shot, okay, I had a hard time choosing. But the concept is the same. I saw the sun, can you see the sun? Okay, that was a deliberate. I mean, I knew exactly that my lens would create the effect even before when I saw the sun. So I placed the sun halfway. See that this building here, right? I made the building cut off the sun so that it will flare like this. And then I waited. So I had a lot of shots again. Some were not interesting. Some the people were blurred because my shutter speed was too low. But finally, I got the settings right. And I waited, and this situation happened. Okay, so I don't know which one I prefer, but I like both equally. But I was having a hard time to choose for the exhibition in December, last year in December. So finally, I picked this, even though this is actually more dynamic. I like the cyclist at the edge. But I picked this because there's a diagonal relationship. So for street, you don't need to wait. So this is another example of me waiting for something to happen. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Another example of being built. So this is a Shibuya also. So this picture contrasts well with the dog. The one with the dog being built across, and another one with the baby being built across. Okay. This one, same. Okay. It's not really street, but I have pictures of the Mount Fuji, I have pictures of the clouds and the sea, but those are very standard shots. And I was walking around the beach, waiting for something different, something special. And then I saw this couple. At first I wanted to shoot their faces, but that day I was a bit shy, I didn't want to talk to them. Okay, anyway they were Japanese. So So I can't really talk to them. But I waited specifically for something to happen. I didn't know how it would turn out. But then they decide to turn and look towards the mountain. That is when I got that's my cue. That is when I can shoot. I didn't get their faces, but I did get like a silhouetted picture of them looking towards the mountain. So that makes the shot. Okay. Yeah. Again, I also waited for something to happen. I saw this statue, the candid. So I just waited for ladies or couples who. I was hoping for a couple to walk by actually, but I waited a while, but no couples. So but then this lady walked and I decided to shoot. Yeah. So these are areas where you can actually go back to. This is in Ginza. If you ever go to Tokyo, this statue is always there, so you can like position yourself and wait for something to happen. Okay. Same thing. This is you see the three heads, right? So that to me that triangular relationship makes the picture. And this picture I also waited for something because the statue is there, but the crowd is like, you know, there's a lot of activity going on. So I waited until this guy sat down, and then I have a triangular relationship between the three heads. Okay, always look out for directional light. The light in this case is directional and it creates a contrast. So I like pictures like this as black and white pictures are contrasting, where there's a range of tones. So you can see that they're all illuminated, and I like the shadows going diagonally across the frame. Okay, so another example of waiting for things to happen, right? This guy is so way ahead of them that I decided to take this picture. So it's like ahead of the pack at the crossroads. Okay, this one looks like in Singapore, so this is a shot where I don't think I looked through the viewfinder for this. That means I know the distance from one seat to another on the train. In Singapore, right, the distance is about 2.5 meters from one seat to another. So if you set your lens 2.5 meters, right, you can actually grab in focus more or less the people sitting across. Okay, this one.
Oh, that's cute.
I had 3 shots of this. There's a sleeping man actually shielded by the
Very good.
panel. Yeah. I had another shot where she was waving at me and then there's a man sleeping behind. But I kind of like this because her expression is a little bit cuter compared to the other shot. And this was as I was exiting the train. And then I looked back and I saw this. Okay, so photography in areas like this. This is a green light district in Tokyo, in Shinjuku. So if you ever get a chance to shoot in our local areas, okay, you got to be discreet first of all. Okay, so these are shots where I wanted to show because I wanted to show that you can find. Okay, I didn't want to show the faces. Okay, over here I didn't want to show faces because I'm not sure whether they can ever be published also. I'm not sure whether they'll be happy about it. I don't want to get beaten up in Tokyo. So, but this is where you can look for backdrops, posters, signage so that completes your picture. So this guy, this lone guy standing in front of the, I think it's a love hotel. I always wanted a person in the picture rather than just the facade. So I waited for a guy to walk past. I think it's some kind of hotel actually. Okay, this was the same street where the guy was ahead of the track. So now there's a different guy. And interestingly, right, this person, I shot this in November 2012. So when I went to Japan in March 2013, right, this year, I saw the same person. This same guy, wearing the same thing, yeah, at more or less the same area. So I actually took a shot of him, but that was not a very good shot. I mean, the position wasn't that right, but the moment I shot it, right, I looked at the photo and I realized it's the same person. So this guy is there, every morning at this particular time because I stayed in the same hotel, and coincidentally they gave me the same room. So it's like I never left the place. Yeah, so
Are you sure you remember correctly? Is it not?
No, it is the same guy. Yeah, wearing the same coat and walking down the same street. Yeah,
Then you stay in the same hotel, in the same
interesting.
room. Hey, Groundhog Day, oi. Repeat. He repeat. You don't know. He repeat.
Yeah. Okay, another shot at the same junction. Okay, but this one is the woman in front of all the men. So
Same
I like
woman also.
No. That's not the same woman. To me, okay. To me, this this picture, to me, the woman is ahead of the guys, right? Of all the men on the street. I mean, Japan, men is the culture there is that the men are the more dominant ones at the workplace and stuff. So, but this picture shows that the woman is actually ahead. Okay, I waited for the light to shine through a vehicle before I decided to take a shot of this crossing. So you can see that at the exact time there was light going through the windows of the cab. Okay, so these are general street scenes where I was very close. So I just want to show that it's okay to be close to them, to take photos. It doesn't have to be you don't have to stay very far away. The closer you get, it shows your photo. It shows that it shows through the photos that you are close. The intimacy with the subject. Okay, so I don't really like to stand far away and then like zoom in all the way because it compresses the view. And then even though you have nice bouquet and stuff, but the picture looks very distant. So I like to be up close. So I was just standing in front of them while they are waving goodbye at the train station. Okay, this is another of my favorites. You have the light and you have people crisscrossing at the junction. Okay, same thing. This is panning. She's carrying something very heavy. I can't tell what it is. Okay, crossing Shibuya. Another panning shot at Shibuya. This was really quite a great shot because I didn't notice them until the last second. So they were about to leave they were on my left, so they were about to step out of the frame. So I took a great shot and thankfully because my distance on my lens is already set correctly. So all I have to do is lift up and shoot. I don't have to wait for the autofocus, I don't have to point the autofocus point at something. It's already manual focus at the correct distance. Yeah, this is another example of panning at f2.5. So the field of view is very shallow. If you want to try that, you do miss a lot. You don't miss a lot. But sometimes you get good ones. Okay.
Hina, battery area.
Yeah, about time.
Okay,
I shot them, I approached them for a photo, they said okay. Then after I took them out in the open, I took another shot of them while they were crossing the street. So this time, they didn't know that I was photographing, so in contrast to this. Okay, I'm going to go a bit faster. Okay, another shot of panning on the streets. So it is possible. Okay, this one, the contrast between the two sunglasses. So I like this quite a lot. The lone woman at the train station. The guy reluctantly going to work. This is the morning. Okay, I like to use the sun. I like to shoot back because I like the shadows and the light. So this is the place where I really played because the sun was setting slowly and I had a lot of time. I really played with different subjects. Okay. Another example of being carried across the street, but on the shoulders of the father. Dustbins at Shibuya. Yeah, this is the place where this is Shibuya but with umbrellas. Okay, I'm going a bit faster. This is a protest. So the longer you stay at a place, right? Because I go there many times. I go there, I don't know, about 4 times over 1 year. So the more you stay at a place, the same place but different things happening. This is a protest. I think it's a political protest. Not really very sure. See the transparent umbrellas at Shibuya. Okay, this is the top view of Shibuya from one of the hotels. I'm shooting through the glass, so actually you do see some reflections, but overall I think it's very okay. Shibuya also, the poster and the woman form a pair. This guy is getting free hugs at Shibuya. Okay, this is from Starbucks. These two standing up from the crowd. This is Shibuya in the sun. So you see, I like to play a lot with the sun. Because I already know where the position of the sun is after going there a few times. Shibuya from ground. These two are, yeah, again I was choosing between these two. I like this was with a 21mm. This was with the new GR. I was taking and I had an adapter. So this is a very wide angle, but for the wider the angle, right, the more you're going to go close the subject, so that you have that dynamic relationship, where subjects that are nearer to you looks bigger, and subjects that are further away from you look smaller. So it becomes very dynamic. Yeah, and this is the last photo, I think, of the hair that is sunny.
Hair.
Okay, I just go quickly through. See, example of getting very close. This woman also, she was just walking down and she was very engrossed with whatever that she's thinking, and then I just pick up the camera and snap. And then I continued walking, so I didn't break the step as I walked past her. Okay, I like the shadows and the angle of the two hands. This is also a very close shot as they are going to work. So they were all very busy, they were all very engrossed with whatever they were doing. And this is the last shot from high up. Yeah. That's it. I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I hope you picked up something from this talk. Thanks.
Hey.